Hey, this is Dan Doyle here, recruiting coach manager for NCSA, and I have the pleasure of talking with Coach Steve Kollar, who is the head coach at Concordia, Illinois, in River Forest, which is one of the first cities you hit when you head straight west out of Chicago. He's joining us here today to talk about his program. Coach Kollar, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And so, want to turn it over to you to have you introduce, yourself and talk a little bit about your program, and then we'll jump into some questioning about the academics, athletics, social side of Concordia. So, Coach Kollar, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is a great opportunity to talk about our program and our university. So as you said, I'm Steve Kollar, head men's basketball coach at Concordia, Chicago. This is my second year here coming up. So we're really excited about what we have going on, the guys we have involved in it, what we're about culture-wise, and really just taking steps forward. You know, that first year we built the foundation about who and what we wanted to be about. We didn't see it as much in the win-loss column, although we won some big-time games, beat 3 of the top 4 in the league. And we told those guys as a group that this is about setting the foundation. And now we're looking to take that step going forward.
Real good, real good. And so, interested student athletes, what do they need to get on your radar academically? What are the academic profile that you look for student athletes at Concordia?
Yeah, so typically we'd like to see above a 3.0 and at least an 18, 19. I believe this year, with it being in a unique year, we're going to be test optional. So I don't think that the ACT, SAT will come into play unless it could help you potentially. But we'll basically be, your admittance decision will be based on the GPA. But that right around a 3.0, in that right around a 20 is good for us. I mean, that tells us that what you've been doing for the 4 years you've been in high school, you've got those habits established, you're doing a great job in the classroom, and then that you're going to be ready for the college level work when you get here.
Perfect, perfect. And with that academic, I know with you being Division III, a lot of the financial aid that a student athlete would get would be academic based. So that 3.0 and a 20 GPA or 20 ACT starts them off with a pretty good academic scholarship and then goes up after that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like you said, Division III will package based on the academic side, potentially some other additional aid, and then need-based from the FAFSA. The better, the higher GPA and all that, the more academic scholarship money that, that student athlete would receive. So that always works good, and the parents love that one as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Then any popular majors that you guys have at Concordia, or that some of the guys that you coach that they tend to lean towards? What's Concordia known for academically?
Yeah, so Concordia used to be a really big education. It was a school of teaching, basically, and education is still really big. In our program, a lot of the main ones are sport management, business, and criminal justice. And across the board, those are the ones that we kind of deal with the most.
Okay, real good. You mentioned earlier about building the foundation of your program. So tell me a little bit more about the culture, the philosophy, the coaching style that you have at Concordia that you're developing there.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we talk about and we emphasize on a daily basis with our guys, with recruits, is we talk about our Cougar Code. And that's basically the pillars of our program. And it's passion, humility, unity, servanthood, and gratefulness. And before anything, before the ability to knock down jump shots, before, your ability to get out in the passing lanes or whatnot, all those things need to be things that individual embraces. It's not something that we just put on the wall and we talk about, or on the sheets of paper or whatever that we hand out, although it is, but it's something that we embrace and we live on a daily basis. Our program is one that's based on togetherness, right? We're not the program where it's, hey, I'm going to shine there and it's going to be about me. That's just really not what we're about. We stress on a daily basis that the decisions that you make not only affect you, but they affect the university, our program, and the guy next to you as well. So the character stuff is extremely important. That's something that we look for right off the bat, and we're really big in recruiting for fit. Then after that, obviously, we look at the skill set. How hard do you play? Are you a selfless guy, right? Are you a great teammate? So those are some of the key things that we talk about on a daily basis. And then our vision is we want to win a conference championship, right? We want to go to the NCAA tournament, and I believe everybody really wants to do that. But what we talk about all the time is what sets us apart. And our commitment to be our absolute best on a daily basis is something that our guys get. It's ingrained in them. And it's something when you hear your guys talking to you about it now, you know that it's starting to become really important. And it's way more than just as a player. It's we're expecting and demanding the best and helping you become the best version of yourself in every single way, every single day.
Awesome. Awesome. Love that. As a recruit, you know, a lot of those things that you mentioned in your Cougar Code are intangibles. How do you go about vetting recruits in that process to make sure they are that right fit?
Yeah, it's really just through the relationship building process. You know, we don't really make quick decisions on recruits. We want to get to know them. We want to get to know their family. We want them to get to know us. Talk to our guys, right? We don't ask our guys to put on the dog and pony show or anything. We just want them to be real with them. We use our guys in the recruiting process a lot. And it's been great for us because they're the ones that are living proof, right? They're the ones that are going through it. And sometimes recruits or their families would love to, you know, maybe they don't want to ask me something, but they'll ask the player something. And so that's just something that we just start to figure out who you are, what type of person you are, right? And the things we're talking about, does that vibe with you? Like, could you embrace those things? And we're very real about it. Like, our program's not for everybody, and that's okay, right? But the ones that embrace that are going to be extremely successful and are going to thrive in our program.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. You mentioned you're starting your second year here, and you mentioned some goals that you have: winning conference, making the Division III tournament. So what are some other things that you have in 4 to 5 years, you know, from now? What's your 4 to 5 year plan in building this program?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds cliche and redundant, but it's we're trying to be our best every single day. And we believe that the results are going to be a byproduct of our daily habits. Right. And we talked about this all the time with our guys, you know, hey, we can't control necessarily, you know, winning a conference championship in October, right, or September. We don't really necessarily control that. But what we do control is what we bring to the table today, right? What we bring to the table as a person, as a teammate, and are we demanding our best from one another? And if we can focus on that and stack day after day after day on top of that, we believe that we're going to be in the situation that we want to be in, right? And along with that is you've got to have goals, okay? And there's no question about it, and we talk about it, but ours they're changing a little bit. And that's why there's not this huge emphasis just on winning, right? Because we may play and we may win. And in college basketball, it's difficult to win, all right? But we may play and we may get the win, right? But it's just not, we weren't where we wanted to be, right? It wasn't to our standard. So to us, is it just about the end result and just about winning? Or is it about playing a certain way, carrying ourselves a certain way? And so I say that it's actually even more of an emphasis on winning in our program because we're trying to win in everything we do and reach a certain standard on a daily basis. So what does that 4 or 5 year plan look like? It looks like improving every single day. It looks like our goals of winning a conference championship and getting the NCAA tournament and making noise every single year. And it looks like our guys continuing to grow as young men and going out into the real world and be difference makers in their career and then husbands and fathers. Because we really ultimately want to use our program as a vehicle to teach life lessons while competing in a sport you love with the guys that you love, you know, battling with every single day.
Awesome, man. I'm fired up hearing that. That's great stuff.
You ready to commit?
Yeah, man. I feel the passion through this Zoom interview. So, yeah, where do I sign, Coach?
Yeah,
I don't have
sure.
any eligibility left, but yeah, I'll practice.
Right.
I'll be a practice player for you.
There we go.
So, that's great stuff. And so, you know, looking at the academic side, we've talked about that. Athletic, you know, if I'm looking at Concordia, what are some of the college life? You know, what's housing like? I know you guys aren't too far away from Chicago. Do your student athletes or your students utilize that? Tell me a little bit about on-campus housing and what that is like.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, we're about 9 miles outside of Chicago. We're in River Forest, beautiful suburb. The town kind of and the neighborhood kind of circles the campus. So when you drive through, you get a chance to drive through. It's a safe place. It's a really great place to go to school. Less than a mile. We've got Target. We've got all our restaurants. And so it's like a mini downtown feel with Forest Park. So in terms of our housing, at least early on, guys are living together. We try to pair our freshmen together all the time. We think it's really important to branch out and build those relationships with people other than your teammates. But initially, you're all going through a new experience. And we think it's important to go through that with someone that's going through that same experience and that's on a similar schedule as well. So we try to match our guys up early on. After that, sophomore, junior year, we kind of give them that responsibility. If they want to be together, if they want to be with a different athlete or a non-athlete, are they living off campus? That's kind of up to them. But I will tell you that all of our guys live together, whether that's on campus in the dorms or off campus in an apartment. And then we do have a couple guys. We have 2 guys that are from the area as well that are commuting.
Real good. Real good. And that was going to be my next question. Do you have any kids that live off campus, or is off campus living allowed at your school at a certain point?
Yep. So there's 3 that live in an apartment that's literally across the street, still considered off campus, but it is. And you have to be a certain age. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I think you might have to be 21 in order to live off campus as not a, quote unquote, a commuter. But then we do have 2 guys that are Chicago guys that have chosen to commute and not stay on campus.
Real good. Quick question for you. Favorite place to eat in River Forest or Forest Park? What's your go-to spot?
Well, so for lunch, I would say I've become this steak tacos at La Parita is unbelievable. So I'll eat there 2 to 3 times a week. I'm a huge Chipotle guy. I could eat that every single day of my life if need be. And then we take the team to Lou Malnati's as well.
Awesome.
So those are probably the main things. I know I didn't, throw any out there that are too crazy or anything, but I like my comfort zone.
Hey, and a good recruit visit is putting good food in front of them, so that's perfect.
That's right.
Along with, we talked about financial aid, academics being a huge part of it, the FAFSA, which is going to be able to be filled out starting on October 1st for 2021s or the senior class. What's work study or holding a part-time job look like? Is that doable on your end, or how many of your players, have a job or have a work study program?
Yeah, absolutely. So that plays a part in the financial aid package. They offer that to you most of the time. And then you can decide if you want to take advantage of that. So we definitely have guys that are taking advantage of the work study. We have guys that have jobs off campus, but I do think, and it works, right? We just got to work our time management, and communication is paramount if that's the case. But we have several of our guys that work on campus, whether that's in admissions or that's at the desk in the fitness center, in athletics or whatnot. So we encourage that. It's nice to put a little, extra money in your pocket for meals. Maybe you're helping, everyone's in a little bit different situation, but maybe you're helping mom and dad chip in a little bit towards paying for school. But yeah, we have a handful. I would say probably more than half of our guys have a job either off campus or mainly on campus as well.
Okay, awesome. If I'm a recruit here and I'm fired up about the Cougar Code and what you're building there, what's my first step in getting on your radar and beginning the recruiting process? What should I do?
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot us an email. We'll start building that relationship. We'll usually ask you just to verify your interest. We'll have you fill out our questionnaire so you can get in our system and everything. And then we'll just start building that relationship. We'll start with some emails and kind of feel it out, really find out what you're interested in, what's important to you in a university and in a program. And if those things go well, we feel like those are pretty good fits and we're speaking the same language, then we kind of progress and we'll get on the phone and then just continue to build that from there. If everything is working from there, we'll get you out on campus. We are doing campus visits right now. It's limited in terms of how many people can be on campus. And we're really shooting to kind of have those a little bit later once we get going in practice and the season gets kicked off. Because I think it's really important for potential recruits to watch a practice and to see what it would be like to be a part of our program, what it would be like to be coached by our staff and be teammates with our guys. So, but kind of going back to what you said, just shoot an email, we'll respond, and then we'll kind of take you through a few steps, and then we'll just start building that relationship from there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we'll have some interested student athletes be reaching out to you here to begin this process that feel like Concordia could be a good fit for them. Any last thing you'd want to say to recruits here looking at Concordia, know about you or their program or the program?
Yeah, just do your research, do your background research. I'd say when reaching out to us, make sure it's specific, not just a blanket email or your institution. Like, address us by name. Myself or whoever on the staff that you're reaching out to, address by name. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to send back to you personalized. We're going to watch your film. We're not going to send you these mass emails, except for maybe the first one of, hey, if you are interested, fill out the questionnaire. So, and just be genuine about it. We're going to be really honest in our assessment. We're not trying to trick anybody. We want people to know exactly what they're going to get out of this experience, on and off the floor, and what our expectations and standards are. We don't want to get anyone here and then them not know what it was going to be about, right? Now, it might be a little harder than they thought it was going to be or whatnot, and adjusting to that college lifestyle. But we want to be really transparent about who we are and what we're looking for in terms of fit as well.
Perfect. Well, Coach, once again, appreciate your time here and sitting down to talk about your program with NCSA. And then any questions we'll follow up with you, and we'll be promoting this to student athletes. So thank you again for your time, and good luck here as the school year gets started and practice is right around the corner.
Awesome. Appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you.